Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. This one will be short and sweet. So grab your popcorn, grab your whatever else, and let's jump into it. Relentless Trader, what stocks did you trade today? Guys, we traded stock AVGR as the primary stock. This one was also in play yesterday. We also traded stock DTCK as well as SECL and ELUT. The biggest winner being AVGR, $700, and we trickled it down from there, ending the day at 1,119 and 51 cents in gross profits. Only 88 orders today. So all things considered, in that aspect, the day was efficient. Now, we did happen to give back half of our profits at one point. We were up about 1,600 and we dropped back down. We'll talk about some of those bigger losing trades and how they happen and why we got to be careful with the spreads. But before we fully jump into it, remember that day trading, like any other business here in the United States of America, has its risks. It is risky. It has its pros and it has its cons. And if you're new or if you're someone who's been around but not quite as consistent as you would like to be, as you need to be sure to approach the market in a low risk way, right? Do it in a way where your exposure is limited. You can utilize a simulator, practice trading the live market with artificial currency. That way, when you start off, it's more difficult, right? You know less, you have less experience. When you lose, your learning curve, your tuition to the market is artificial, right? You still have that mental tie, yes. By the end of the day, you're not losing actual dollars. And so that does help to mitigate risk. Utilize risk money. This is a certain amount of cash you'll put aside if you want to use a live account, that if you lose it, it will not affect your life, guys. These are two of the best ways to approach the market if you're not consistently making profits. There's no and there's not a lot of fields out there in the world where you can approach a business and have such low risk. This is one of the reasons why I do like day trading. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad stigmas, surrounding this field, and due to some bad characters and all the get rich quick nonsense. But if you approach this in the right way, it's very possible that you can, learn with very limited exposure. It just doesn't get any better than that. Anyhow, so moving forward, remember, me live streaming and doing recaps is not an invitation to copy trade. There's a formal way of going about learning. We'll talk about that more in the video, later in the video. Lastly, remember to be careful of the impersonators and the scammers. All right, a lot of fake accounts. I will never ask you guys for money. All right, I'll never ask for personal or sensitive information. So let's talk about some of the patterns and entries that we utilize today in order to get ourselves green. So we'll even look at a little bit of film today. I wasn't going to show any, but we'll look at a little bit of film today. So we started off here with a drop down to 9 and then a push back up here all the way to 981, similar to yesterday. And then from there, we pulled back and then we had the candle make the new high and pushed up. So for over 81, we got all the way to $10. From 10, we started to pull back. We had a low down here at 46 and we did bounce up a little bit, but unfortunately we were not able to make a new high at that time. We pulled back some more and we ended up pulling down, right, for a longer consolidation. So this is where my first set of entries came in. We had a couple of trades in there and very quickly we were already up $1,600 in just the first like 3 minutes of the day. So, usually when that happens, we're on pace for like a 5K day or something crazy. But we're going to take a look here to see how I happen to lose some of the money, as the stock continued to progress. So, this is the beauty of day trading and when we can be proficient, efficient, and disciplined is that, even on a day like today where, we had a lot of big losses, we still managed to end green. And that's pretty important. So AVGR, I got involved super early, as I mentioned, into the first couple of minutes of the day here. So if we pulled down to 9, And I believe I'm going to open up a second order entry window here pretty quickly. Or am I just going to size up? Okay, looks like I just might have had sized up. So I'm in an 08, right? I'm watching at it, and we pull down to 9. It seems like it's just holding up. The selling pressure eases, so I jump in, tight stop, and we push up here to 33. So I'm going to take profits right there. This is a great first trade. I have small size just in case I'm in at 9 area and it just flushes down. That way my loss is not too big. So this happens to be a great first trade. From there, I go up to 2,500 share size and I start to watch here for another entry. But the stock happens to be so aggressive, it doesn't really give me a chance to jump back in. It just keeps going. So in hindsight, I could have held that trade at 09 or 08, 908, and just still been holding. Did not expect it to keep going up this aggressively. It got all the way to 81. So right here, I'm watching to see how well we can hold up. It comes down to 30. I tried to buy down there for a quick low entry, and I hit the buy button twice. I'm in 5,046. Can we push up here over the level of 50 and 60? Now, I didn't mean to buy twice here. So I'm like, I need to reduce my risk just in case this happens to fail. So I did sell one of the positions a little soon, and I'm waiting here to see now, can we get to 60? So as we push up here 64, I'm gonna look to take the couple of cents off the table. There's a nice trade, right? There's a decent trade. And so again, this is how I'm getting myself up into the green, right? It's the first minute of the day, we're up 700 bucks. But let's skip ahead, right? We're not here to watch the entire thing. So here I am. As I mentioned, I'm up 1,600 at one point. Here you guys see it. And let's see the losses that are going to come right here. So we had the drop, and then we started the sideways action. So right here was one of the first losses, and this one was very controlled. Small size of 1,000 shares. I'm like, hey, can we get above 30, which is the high of this area here? Can we hold above the level? If we do, I want to be in. So there's 36, there's 40, and I'm watching. There's 29 on the bid, 33. I'm like, okay. Seems like that selling is at a minimal. Gee, man, I hate when this thing does that, man. It seems like the selling was at a minimal. Right, let's skip back ahead. We got to go back a little bit. Yeah, it seems like the selling is at a minimal here. So I'm going to buy, and I'm in exactly where I want to be in, at 30. But immediately, we're going to see it hesitate, and then we're not going to continue to push. So right there, this is a pretty sizable loss, right? There's a spread here, 19 by 01, and I'm coming out in a spread, and that's how quick these stocks can look decent and not look good. I'm watching the area of 30. I'm thinking, hey, 10-cent stop. If I'm out, okay, can I be out at 20 or 19? But the moment I realize, okay, maybe it's not gonna go, it comes down like lightning, the speed of light. There's 15. I'm like, okay, right here. I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get out. And in the process, there's already a 1. I might get some shares to fill pretty low. Unfortunately, right? Doesn't look like it was too bad, but still, we ended up taking a loss of 17 cents. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. So that was one of our first losses. Now let's continue. This is where it's disappointing for me here, because this is an aggressive move up, and I happen to lose money scalping as the stock is going higher, which is usually where I'm at my best. And so let's watch it this. I think we're gonna push to 60 here rather quickly, and I'm gonna try and buy it as it's dropping a little bit. So there's 50 to 60, right? Very quickly. And I'm slow, right? I'm slow. I'm late. I get 43. Okay, not terrible, but let's see how we can do. I think this might have been a winning trade. The next trade, I'm gonna try again. Here I'm gonna get obliterated. So we have 46 on the bids, but pay attention to how huge the spread is here. I'm out. So there's 42, then 61, 42 again, 46. And I'm going to try and buy here between 45 and 50. And I'm going to get in, unfortunately, all the way at 69.70. Because right here, my mind is already processed to buy. And I'm in the motion of already, the signal from my brain to my hand, all that good stuff. So it's just too late. I should have bought the bid right there. in that area to try and get a fill. But this first entry here is gonna throw me off. So I'm in, and instead of being in at 45 and holding like I would have been able to, and I even said where I would have been selling, right? It's like if I would have caught this trade properly, but because I'm in so high, I should have sold it immediately. Is another thing too. And where I should have been buying is where I'm selling here at 40. This right here, just and it's one of those things where the intention is right, the mindset is correct, everything is good, except in terms of the execution, the fluctuation and volatility is what's going to really get me here, and it's why it's great to utilize limit orders, right, with offsets or just pure limit orders to make sure you get in where you should be getting in. So let's assume I didn't buy earlier and I bought there at 40 and I'm in at 45. This would have set me up to hold because I was in a good rhythm here in terms of reading what was going on. There was a dip trade. I didn't really trust it, but being that it worked out, I'm like, okay, I could have seen myself being in there. So being that we're getting the follow through, I know what's coming. Let's skip ahead, right? This thing goes to $10 in no time. 40 seconds later, we're already pushing up. And I would have took half off at 70, and I would have took another half up over that level. And it's just a little disappointing instead of now pushing from like 15, 14, let's say, to like, let's say 17, 18, and we then drop down. What should have been a winner is a loser. I don't get to position myself here for these entries, and then I missed these trades here. So it was a little tricky, man. It's always so close, man. If you guys could be in my mind to see how I see the stocks, it is like a fine thread, a tightrope walk, and you're like this, and it's like if you put too much, you have to ease and press. You put too much pressure, you're gonna fall, right? You got to know when not to, and so that's how I ended up losing money, right? But let's talk a little bit about how you guys can get started for those of you who are interested. So we spoke about the stocks we traded. In terms of how we found the stocks, I use Momo Pro as the scanner that I have. If you guys are interested in it, the way how it works, there's this discovery section here, which all I have to do is show up in the morning, and it just shows me which, in percentage order, which stocks are up the highest, and then coming down. It has volume and everything, float, everything, so I can see and make proper decisions. In terms of float, similar to shares outstanding to trade for the public. Supply and demand. How much volume are we pushing, and how much shares are available to the public? Basic supply and demand economics 101, right? The stock is up a high percentage. There's eyeballs on it, and from being here over the last couple of years, I've noticed that even when in pre-market these stocks are up a decent amount, oftentimes in the open, from the excessive amount of traders coming in and logging in, we can then see an additional push. Not always, but a lot of the times. So that's how I'm formulating my watch list. If we come over here to the Discord, if we could go back to 9:30, if we're to go back to 9:30, you guys would be able to see all the call outs for these same stocks. So check out the Discord. Even in the alert section, all of these stocks are posted every single day. AVGR, SELZ, CNXA, even CNXA gave a nice move today, right? So check out the Discord. The links are down below. Uh, and yeah, let's get back to the topic of how you guys can get started, right? So that's how I found my stocks. These are some of the early entries I took to get myself very green very quickly. And now, when it comes down to the patterns that I know, when it comes down to the patterns that I trade, you guys can check out Merciless Markets. That is the class that I have that teaches you guys, from zero to advance, everything that I know. Now, is it guaranteed? If I show people everything I know, is it guaranteed that they can, be able to be successful and be successful right away? Hell no. That's not how it works. You can go to university, still fail math class. You can show up to class every day and still fail. And that's the concept. It takes time, takes effort, takes blood, sweat, and tears, consistency, takes discipline. And on top of that, you have to have a lot of self-control, because the market is the market. The market is irrational at times, we have to have control and not be irrational ourselves, or else we will not stand a chance. But if you're interested in learning the patterns that I know and love, you guys can come on down to the links down below. Check out the website, Merciless Markets. This is the curriculum from zero, if you know nothing, if you know something, if you know a decent amount, to advance to everything that we know now, right? All of our tips and tricks are in this course. So check it out. You can utilize coupon code Vegas, which will expire September 30th for 40% off MMU Gold or Silver. Hey, Relentless, what in the world is gold or silver? Well, gold is our yearly subscription. Silver is our monthly subscription. Well, excuse me, quarterly, right? Quarterly, every 3 months. Silver is quarterly, and the prices are going to go up after this promotion. So if you guys are interested, be sure to utilize the coupon codes and check out the links down below. For those of you who are not interested in joining the courses, you guys can check out the Discord. You can become a participant where you can view the chat via a read-only mode, or if you want to have full unlimited access, you can become a Blue Elite member where you will be able to utilize all of our text channels, voice channels, and be able to share all your trade ideas via links and screenshots. All right. So be sure to check out the classes, guys. And if you are in before September 30th, you'll be entered into this raffle for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas, right? For the Traders for a Cause conference and seminar that's going down on the weekend of November 12th to the 14th. So this is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun. Good luck to the winner. Oh, excuse me. What is it? The 10th to the 13th. The 10th to the 13th. November 10th to the 13th. All right. So good luck to the winner. Whoever wins, it'll be fun. It's going to be a crazy experience. We've never done anything like this before, but we will execute this, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to cover the flight round trip to and from. We're going to cover the stay. We're going to cover the food. We're going to cover every single thing. It'll literally be like a vacation for the winner. So this is our way of giving back. We wish we could have done it for more students, but the logistics has to make sense. So at least one person are going to get to, is going to get to come hang out with us. You can submit a 15-second clip, let's say a minute to 15-second clip, talking about your favorite pattern from the classes to double your chances of winning. All right. So with that being said, it's been a good recap. We went over some of those losing trades. We went over some of the winning trades in terms of the chart and then the live video. By the way, another way of being able to see this live video, you can, in the classes, we post these every single day for the students, right? For all the members. That way you guys can rewind, fast forward, go back, look at it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and see why we're buying or selling. And again, even on the day where it's not excellent, we're managing to make $1,100. Marcelo, the other mentor and teacher here, if we go to the Discord, you guys will see Marcelo is up $4,000 today. Isn't that crazy, guys? $4,000 in a day. That's a monthly salary for a lot of people. Even though I've been trading, it's crazy. It's still crazy, man. Because I used to work at Amazon, 60 hours a week, just going crazy, 6 days, 10-hour shifts. And, I'd only make about $900, at the end of the week. So at best, I could do $3,600 on the month. And now, we're having $1,000 days, $4,000 days. It's just something else, man. I'm very grateful. And, hopefully more people over time, can see the possibilities that are here and understand that they can approach the market in a way where their exposure is limited and give themselves a chance. Because that's all we ask for here is a chance. We know it's not guaranteed. We don't even know if we'll wake up tomorrow morning, right? It's life, right? It's all risky. Business, our careers, we look at something like the pandemic. You look at these global and economic wars and warfare, and having to leave your homes and these things, right? Nothing is guaranteed, nothing is forever, but we can at least give ourselves a fighting chance. And that's what it all comes down to here for me each and every day that I show up to the market, is that I'm giving myself a chance to chase down my dreams, my goals. And the saying is, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. And I see myself, my vision so clearly. It's almost like I'm already living like it. So it's just a matter of continuing to do the right things, continuing to grind and be disciplined with my trading and my trading gains. And ultimately, the day that I envision will arrive. It's getting closer and closer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been your favorite YouTuber, Relentless Trader. And I am. Check out the Discord. Check out the Discord. There are two options here. And I am signing out. Okay, stay safe, stay green.